As the Iran-US war enters its 16th day, sirens blared in central Israel on Sunday, as Iran launched multiple barrages of missiles in retaliatory attacks on the country. Tehran has continued its attacks in the Gulf countries. Israel carried out widespread attacks on Iran. The Iran Revolutionary Guard Corps said it launched its 50th wave of operations against U.S. bases in the region. The operation was carried out against the bases of the U.S. terrorist army in the United Arab Emirates, Bahrain, and Kuwait. Iran confirmed that its senior military figure, Brigadier General Abdullah Jalali Nassab, was killed in an Israeli attack. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu told that thousands of targets remain in Iran and its military campaign will continue for at least 3 more weeks. Debris falling on the city of Holon due to missile and rocket attacks from Iran and Lebanon's Hezbollah has caused fires. Fragments of Iranian missiles fell in areas near Tel Aviv in central Israel after air defense systems intercepted the incoming projectiles. The United States and Israel carried out attacks on Iran's Isfahan city in the early hours of Sunday, killing at least 15 people. Israel said it launched extensive airstrikes across western Iran today. Iran's Space Research Center severely damaged in strikes. Iran launched missile attacks on Tel Aviv, Israel, early Sunday morning, and Israel's air defense systems intercepted them. Videos and satellite images show Iran's drone army puncturing U.S. and allied defenses. The crew members were identified as being on a U.S. Air Force KC-100 and 35 Stratotanker aircraft refueling in western Iraq on Thursday. Madge John A. Klinner, 33 of Alabama, capped Ariana G. Savino, 31 of Covington, Washington Tech, SGT. Fruit, 34 of Bardstown, Kentucky, capped Seth R. Koval, 38 of Mooresville, Indiana, capped Curtis J. Angst, 30 of Wilmington, Ohio and Tech, SGT. Tyler H. Simmons, 28 of Columbus, Ohio. Approximately 5,000 additional Marines and sailors are deploying to the Middle East to support the war in Iran, according to 3 U.S. officials. The U.S. military has carried out large-scale strikes on Karg Island, a key hub for Iran's Gulf oil operations. Among the destruction were naval mine storage facilities and missile storage bunkers. The U.S. Central Command said on Saturday that it had also struck nearly 90 Iranian military targets. U.S. President Donald Trump said he's not prepared yet to reach a deal with Iran to end the war. U.S. preparing insurance plan for ships passing the Strait of Hormuz, Transportation Secretary says. Shrapnel from an Iranian ballistic missile damaged a building housing U.S. diplomats in Israel, according to Israel's Channel 12 news station. The Ali Al Salem Air Base in Kuwait, which hosts the U.S. and Italian forces, was targeted in a drone attack, Italy's chief of defense staff said. Pope Leo XIV called for a ceasefire in the Middle East conflict and said that the people in the region have been suffering the horrific violence of war. Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi says Tehran has never asked for a ceasefire in the war with Israel and the U.S. Following a missile attack from Iran, several cluster munitions were reported to have landed across central and southern Israel on Sunday afternoon, injuring 2 people. Kurds displaced by drone strikes are waiting to join the U.S. in confronting the Iranian regime. The Kurds are stateless and have a shared history of brutal persecution and internal divisions. Warning to Americans to leave Iraq is a sign the Iran war is spilling over the border. After 2 weeks of deadly and destructive bombings by the United States and Israel, Iranians in the country are starting to tire of the fight. Oil loading operations at Fujairah, the UAE's main oil port on its east coast, have reported restarted after it was targeted by a drone strike on Saturday. Araghchi also said that Iran was open to countries who wanted to talk about safe passage through the Strait of Hormuz, one of the world's most important shipping channels, which has effectively been closed due to the war. 2 Iraqi security officials told the Associated Press yesterday that a missile had struck a helipad inside the U.S. Embassy compound in the Iraqi capital. U.S. Energy Secretary Chris Wright said on Sunday that he expects the U.S.-Israel war with Iran to end within the next few weeks. President Trump on Saturday urged foreign powers to send warships to the Strait of Hormuz. Silent response to Trump's call to deploy allies in the Strait of Hormuz. Ukraine offers to help U.S. in drone war with Iran. Tasnim reported that 20 people were arrested in northwest Iran for attempting to collaborate with Israel. They are accused of sending the location details of Iranian military and security assets to Israel. At least 850 people have been reported killed in Lebanon since Israel began its attacks there. More than 1,300 have been killed in Iran since the start of the conflict. The Tehran governor reported that at least 10,000 residential homes had been destroyed, and more than 1,400 people had been killed in U.S.-Israeli attacks. U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth claimed that at least 15,000 enemy targets had been hit since the war began. While the U.S. lost 13 soldiers in Kuwait and Iraq, Israel lost about 15 people, including 2 soldiers in the Lebanese war.